Box office, Netflix's Kpop Demon Hunters leads with estimated $18 million debut. Weapons stays strong with $15.60 million in a box office twist. A film from the theatrical-averse Netflix appears to be #1 on North American charts. Kpop Demon Hunters, a sing-along version of the hit animated musical, is estimated to have earned $18 million to $20 million from 1,700 screens on Saturday and Sunday. Netflix isn't reporting grosses, but projections from rival studios and exhibitors would put ticket sales for Kpop Demon Hunters ahead of those for Weapons, which collected a strong $15.6 million from 3,631 North American theaters in its third weekend of release. Kpop Demon Hunters playing on 1,700 screens, that's nearly double the theater count for 2022's Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, and roughly 1,150 of those showings were reportedly sold out. That Kpop Demon Hunters, a fantasy adventure about a K-pop girl group who protects the world from demons with their music, is available on the big screen at all is rare, and not just because it's backed by Netflix, which doesn't prioritize theatrical. It's unusual because Kpop Demon Hunters isn't new. The movie debuted on Netflix about 2 months ago. But in the time since, it has become the second most watched film ever on the platform, while 3 of the film's original tunes, Golden, Your Idol and Soda Pop, are currently in the top 10 of Billboard's Hot 100 chart. Though it's a boon for theaters during a painfully slow weekend, that's not why Netflix put Kpop Demon Hunters in theaters. The streamer is hoping that excitement will drive people back to the platform for rewatches or the inevitable sequel. There is no cinema score, but audiences, particularly kids, love this movie. That's why it's here, says analyst David A. Gross of Franchise Entertainment Research. Although Weapons didn't finish in first place as expected, the scary movie has achieved sleeper hit status with $115.9 million domestically and $199 million globally. The $38 million budgeted film is the latest theatrical hit for director Zach Cregger, whose last film Barbarian became a quiet success for Disney in 2022 with $45 million. And it's the 6th consecutive hit for Warner Brothers following a Minecraft movie, Sinners, Final Destination Bloodlines, F1, the movie, which the studio distributed for Apple, and Superman. Right now the overall box office is 5.1% ahead of last year, a margin that has been shrinking over the past few weeks. In early July, for example, revenues were 16% ahead of 2024. This weekend's only new nationwide release, Ethan Coen's dark comedy Honey, Don't, landed at number 8 with a soft $3 million from 1,317 venues. Opening weekend crowds were largely female, 56% female and nearly 70% over the age of 25. Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza, Chris Evans, and Charlie Day star in the film about a small-town private investigator who delves into a series of strange deaths that are tied to a mysterious church. Honey, Don't is the second installment in what Coen calls a lesbian B-movie trilogy following 2024's Drive Away Dolls. That film, which also starred Qualley and also garnered mixed reviews, failed to connect at the box office with $2.4 million in its debut and under $8 million globally by the end of its run. Elsewhere, A24 released an English version of China's blockbuster smash Ne Zha 2, but excitement didn't translate to the States. The film grossed a tepid $1.5 million from 2,228 theaters, marking one of the worst starts this year for a movie in wide release. Of course, Ne Zha 2 doesn't exactly need the North American coinage. The sequel has already shattered all kinds of box office records in the rest of the world with $2.1 billion to date. As the summer season grinds to a near halt, several holdover titles rounded out the top 5. Though the actual numbers for Kpop Demon Hunters are unclear, Disney's Freakier Friday likely placed third with $9.1 million in its third weekend, a scant 36% drop from the prior weekend. The PG sequel, reuniting Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis as mother and daughter who swap places, has earned $70 million in North America and $113 million worldwide to date. Those ticket sales are trailing the 2003 original, Freaky Friday, which earned $160 million, not adjusted for inflation, but it's a promising turnout for a theatrical comedy in the current box office landscape. Disney's Marvel Adventures The Fantastic Four: First Steps remained in fourth with $5.9 million in its fifth weekend of release. After a promising $117 million bow, Fantastic Four didn't have as much staying power as expected, with ticket sales $257 million in North America and $490 million worldwide. The movie is far outselling this year's prior Marvel entries: February's Captain America: Brave New World, $415 million globally, and May's Thunderbolts, $382 million globally. But it's not quite the return to box office form that many were predicting for the once untouchable Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Bad Guys 2 again took fifth place with $5.1 million in its fourth frame. Universal and DreamWorks Animation's heist comedy has generated $66 million domestically and $149 million globally. By comparison, 2022's original Bad Guys was a slow and steady hit with $250 million over the course of its entire run.